Hey y'all. For some reason I don't understand, both the videos I have for Stray Cat Blues have gotten a bunch of hits in the last few weeks after sort of languishing there for a long time. But there's a lot of requests for lessons on both of them. So let's go through the studio one, which is of the two the more difficult, mainly because of the tuning. If you don't know the tuning, it'd be tough to get it by ear, but once you get the tuning, it's easy. So the tuning is D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. Or thereabouts. And it starts with this little thing here. Alright, so that's an open A string, and I'm going to call the strings E, A, D, G, B, E, even though they're not tuned to that, but for the purposes of telling you what strings they are. Take the B and the E at the 5th fret, right, and then hammer on the B 5 to 7 while you're picking both of them. And then, right, ride that open A string with your thumb in between. And then at the end it goes, right, that, and then straight into it. Right, that's for the beginning of the verses. And that one's really easy. It's all with one finger. It's open for the D chord. And he does kind of slide up to the 10th fret. And you have to make sure you hit a full chord. Whack that full chord after you do it. So it goes. So it goes 0 to 10 to 5 to 3, off again, then do the whole thing over again. Right? So on that last one, then you go up to 7. So that's all the way across at 7, then put on another typical Keith chord shape, although he often, in fact most often, does this same shape in open G with his fingers a string higher, but on this one you take you're at 7 all the way across, and then 1 fret up on 8 on the G string, and 2 frets up at 10 on the A string. For that third chord, keep all those fingers where they are, and then just go 1 up with your pinky on that A string, so that it goes from 8 to 9 to 10. And you notice I'm keeping my middle finger. Once I go up to the 8th fret on that middle finger, it stays there. Back into the verse. 0, 10, 5, 5, 3, 0. Then you back up to 7. This is when he goes, yeah, you're a strange stray cat, that part. So I guess that's sort of the chorus. You're up at 10, and you're just doing boogie woogie chords on that, all the way across at 10, and then 2 frets up on the A string to 12. Back to 5. To 12. And then back to our old friend. 5 to 12, then back to 7. And I think on the fade out, one of the things I don't like about that song is it just doesn't have an ending. It just sort of evaporates. Some people like that jam section. I don't. But it ends just on fiddling around on that 7th fret. That's the whole thing. Now, a friend of mine just sent me that new copy of Rolling Stone special issue that has like the 100 greatest Stone songs in it. And Stray Cat Blues made the list. And they say in there, yeah, Keith had just discovered the open G tuning and he used it for this song. He didn't. Rolling Stone is full of crap. They have been from the very beginning. In fact, in that same magazine, they have a picture of the Stones in '81 in Kansas City, that show that Mick Taylor joined them on stage. They have a picture of that, and they refer to it as 1975. So if you're looking to Rolling Stone magazine for these facts, don't bother. This is not an open G. I don't think, in fact, was that 68? It would have been late 68 when the Beggar's Banquet came out. So Keith wasn't even into open G at that point yet. He was still in the alternate tunings he was using were D and E, which are identical tunings, except for they're a step apart. But at any rate, it's not open G, it's in D, open D, and do it like this and you'll be all right. The live one's different, but we'll get to that one later. Good luck.